to give South Carolina the 3-point lead. She's talked about how this game is personal for her. Can't hit the jumper there, and the rebound ends up with Clark looking to shake free. She does. Short on a 3, and Kitts able to secure the rebound for South. And Hall was on Clark to begin the third with those 2 fouls as Kitts maneuvers inside. Played all 20 minutes. She too playing her final collegiate game. Martin's mid-range won't go. Rebound South Carolina. First undefeated national champion since UConn in 2016. Kitts, nice start to the second half. Here's Paopao, mid-range jumper. Rolls in. How about the start? Wanted a timeout, instead Martin. And now Lisa Bluter gets her timeout as Cabby Marshall's 3 will not count.
Chloe Kitts, she's got 7 boards.
Martin slings it inside. Good movement here. A falter. Can't hit the 3. 11-0 run dating back to the final 53 seconds of the second quarter. And that's thrown out of bounds. Clark pops in. Bodies inside and finishes. Tough finish.
So Johnson perfectly delivered.
Holly.
Well, you're talking about that great chemistry. Evan was one of the friends that helped her out. They've played together for 8 years. They've had each other's.
Here's Clark. Curling. Has Cardoso on her. The step back 3. No. And Kitts the rebound. Here's Kitts. Has hit some big jumpers in this quarter and gets called for a charge. Backs it out. To the corner. Marshall left alone. Connects. On a 3-noon. Here's Hall zigging inside. The pull-up is good. Strong take.
Attempts here in the third quarter in the mid-range for the South Carolina team.
Clark trying to muscle it in. Could not. Was looking for. At 18, a Final Four record in the first. Johnson wide open. In and out. It's Clark. Clark finds the cutter. What a look. The video game vision of Johnson in as well. Here is Clark. Clark into the paint, spinning and finishing. Freshman. Nice feed. Hall in the corner. Unable to hit. Watkins the board. There she is, Rebecca.
Okay, young player.
One of the things that Clark's teammates credited her with against UConn was her body language, not getting frustrated. How about Johnson? Gets it back. Marshall left alone. Can't hit. Rebound. Watkins went towering. Big swing. The Stokey missed layup to the Tessa Johnson 3. And now Marshall comes up with a steal. Here's Martin. Off to Clark. Deep 3. Won't go. Tessa Johnson the rebound. Off to Tessa Johnson. Hall lets it fly. You bet.
And he's shooting out of the zone. The defense out of the zone. Iowa back to a man-to-man.
Raven Johnson can't finish. Rebound hits full throughout this season. Martin gets denied by Watkins. Martin follows it up and gets fouled in the first half. And Martin sinks the first, playing the most efficient defensive team in a national championship. Martin ends the 8-0 run. Cardoso back to work. Can't finish. Bound for Wiley. For Wiley flips it ahead. Johnson. Another. Tessa. Defeated season at all. There's a falter. Bouncing in a crowd. Right back to her. She lays it in. That's some good passing in tight space. Fagan loses the handle. Got it back. And a travel, no, a 3-second violation. And now around a screen. Clark, step back 3 is short. Rebound, bounces out of bounds, and it will stay with Clark. 25 points tonight, 18 of them in the first quarter. Clark bounces, Stokey in a crowd, gets fouled.
Feeling it. South Carolina's defense has been really good since then. Certainly.
Shot it much better from the line of late, but misses both there. But just 46% in her career. A falter falls. Johnson capitalizes. her throughout the tournament, but she's had key timely baskets throughout. Clark wanted a whistle, did not get it, does get the roll. Clark up to 27. Here's Wiley, barges in and finishes. That will be her second. Here are today's Star Stories, brought to you by... Here's Staley. Staley turns the corner, pick ball, and we'll keep it here. The puppet master and running the control room. Martin turns, can't hit. Wiley dumps it in. Kids can't finish. Cardoso feels inevitable on the interior.
To the glass as well.
Holly?
Well, Dawn Staley isn't just a button pusher. For Wiley, she didn't play in a game, and it was a hard conversation with her better for this moment.
And you talk about that conversation with the family, Holly, as Kitts on the offensive glass puts it home. Moment in women's basketball, what means most to you when you think about your own contributions as a falter gets fouled from behind by Wiley?
And what was remarkable to me about that game, it was close.
Now if you're Iowa, you're back and one. They trail by 12 here, 7:20 to go in the fourth. Johnson can't bank it in. There's a stop
that this South Carolina team has.
Clark didn't get much space there with Hall on her. Clark, the crossover, and the hit from Farn to grab it. She'll fire in and out. Kept alive to Marshall. Her three is good. Hall, mid-range, no. Rebound, a fault.
And Watkins as well, chasing down.
Watkins, Hall, and Wiley were all after, and Clark is called for the foul. Of Johnson. This is the second foul on Kate Martin as Tessa. Huge stop in transition a moment ago as Iowa was starting to build some momentum.
That's all season long of this South Carolina team.
Clark wheeling, taking, short, and South Carolina. Cardoso finds Johnson, her three, in and out. Cardoso though it over. Dawn Staley not so sure. Clark. Martin into the lane. Martin off of South Carolina. So would have been their basketball. Clark finds the cutter. Martin lays it in. Shot clock fading. Johnson's jumper off the mark. Watkins made a push after trailing by 14. Hall, mid-range, yes. A big one for Bree Hall. Off of a leg, Marshall able to save it. And Iowa still has possession. A falter gets pushed, banks it in. Third foul on Hall as a falter completes the three-point play. And back was 3 for 3 from 3 in the first half. Johnson, catch, fire, no, rebound, Clark. It's with Martin. 10 to shoot. Martin into the paint, and she traveled. She struggled with her shot today, 1 of 10. Paopao, 5 to shoot. Paopao looking for an angle, gets fouled.
Through by Te-Hina Paopao.
Rebecca, you talked about it. Te-Hina Paopao, it's been a perfect fit.
It was before she had made the decision to transfer to South Carolina.
Iowa still with 1 foul to give. Clark has it knocked away. Martin on the drive. O'Grady gets denied. Cardoso. Here's Johnson. Johnson, the pull-up. No. Rebound. Snare. Cardoso.
Boards.
3 blocks as well. Paopau's 3. Off the mark. Rebound hits the floor, and it's going to stay here. And South Carolina is going to go to the line. And this is the first. There is when Cardoso's involved. Watkins hits the second. Clark on the drive. Clark the flip. Forced it up. Rebound Johnson. A couple of forces in a row from Clark. And both start to sense it. Iowa has to foul. That's what Lisa Bluter wants, or at least pressure. And now Caitlin Clark will foul. Legacy. But she had such a wonderful answer. I won this amount of games or scored this amount of points. I hope it's what I was able to do. For me, I don't need to validate myself within 40 minutes. I don't think that's a fair assessment. South Carolina points, single season points, career threes, single season on a championship. Rebound. Johnson plows ahead. Fulter able to come up with a steal, and Iowa will take a time for South Carolina. And as you've Martin chucks it in. Stolke catches. Clark has it taken away. What a crescendo here this afternoon for women's basketball.
In a broad way of this game, in the history of the game, than Caitlin Clark.
6 seconds to go. Perfection with a touch of 87-75 the final as South Carolina becomes, as Caitlin Clark gets a handshake from the South Carolina coaching staff.